Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. Dan Wilson alongside of Alan Davis. And Alan, our feature story this week is Cooper Farms.
One of the largest turkey processors in the country, and a great Ohio proud supplier.
One of those companies that not only supplies a fine product as far as one of the largest turkey processing facilities in the country, but they have four facilities here in Ohio, but they also support Ohio farmers.
That's correct. Buy all the corn that they buy locally, and all the soybean meal they buy locally, and all the people that they employ. A very proud family business.
We want to thank all our friends over at Cooper Farms for this week's feature story. If you'd like more information on Cooper Farms, you can check them out on the web at cooperfarms.com. And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country Today right after this.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. With me I have Gary Cooper, Cooper Farms. We're in Oakwood, Ohio at the Hatchery facility for Cooper Farms and their turkey operation. Gary, can you tell us a little bit about the process and what we've got going on here?
Sure. We have an incubator behind us here, and these eggs came from our breeder farms, and we have breeder farms located all around Paulding County here, which is where we're located now. And these eggs, there's approximately about 10,000 eggs in this incubator, and we hatch about 15 million poults per year. And these eggs are in here for about 25 days. The temperature is controlled about 99.25 degrees temperature. Humidity is controlled, certain airspeed and everything. And then these eggs are moved over to another hatcher, they call it, and we're going to see those in a little bit where the poults actually hatch out. Okay, what's going on here is that just like a mother hen, the eggs are rolled around 90 degrees every hour, and what we're doing is we're mimicking what a breeder turkey hen does actually in the wild or on our farms, because there's a little air cell on top of each one of these eggs, and you have to continually roll this egg back and forth on an hourly basis for the entire 25 days it's in there, so that egg membrane that's inside the egg doesn't actually attach itself to the egg. It wants to be free floating. So when the turkey hatches out, it actually pips through that membrane, gets a breath of air, and then goes on out through the shell, and then works its way out to get completely out of the shell. Okay, here we are in the hatch room, and these baby turkeys here are actually just finishing up drying off from hatching out of the eggs. They've been in here for 3 days. And they came from over in the incubator room where we just left at. And this is the egg I was talking about. And they actually have popped the top off of the egg. And they've came out of these eggs. And there's about 120 baby turkeys in each one of these trays. And we'll take them out of here and put them in boxes. And then from here we'll take them down to Fort Recovery, which is about 60 miles southwest of here. And we'll raise them up in our contract family farms to about 142 days of age.
Gary, from the time that we saw the egg being incubated and it's hatched, how long is it till we see the end product in the grocery store or on the shelf?
The turkeys takes, if you start from the time they're in an egg, it's 28 days, excuse me, it's 28 days to hatch them. And then it's another 142 days to get them to our processing plant. And then it's about another couple weeks before you actually see them in the stores.
Gary, we've seen the incubation process and the hatching process. What happens to those little birds when they leave here?
Sure. What we do is we truck them down to our grow out, and that's in Fort Recovery, which is in Mercer County. And we hatch, like I said, about 15 million a year. And out of that, about half of those are tom poults, so around 7.5 million are tom poults, and of those about 4.5 million we raise ourselves, and then the balance of the toms and the hen poults we sell to other turkey companies who raise them up. So once we get them down to our grow out, they're put into starting barns, and there they are raised for 5 weeks into a starting barn. Then we move into a finishing barn, and the total time that we raise them is up to 142 days, and they weigh approximately 42 pounds at that point when we move them over to our St. Henry processing plant. And then at the St. Henry processing plant, we also produce fresh meat for other customers as well as ourselves, and so we actually process about 175 million pounds of live turkey per year there. That's about 17,400 toms a day. They weigh about 42 pounds. And all those toms that we have raised, of course, we feed them with our own feed. So we use about 10 million bushels of corn grown locally, as well as about 100,000 tons of bean meal grown locally. So we use a lot of grain that the local farmers raise, and many of those local farmers are also our family contract growers, so they also are raising our turkeys, and then they're also helping feed them with their own corn and beans. And then our feed mill that's located close to Fort Recovery produces about 420,000 tons of feed per year, which we use to feed not only our own turkeys, hogs, and layers, but also we commercially sell about 25% of that feed to other customers.
After you've processed those live birds at St. Henry and you've got that boneless meat product, you have one other facility that you do some stuff with that raw product as well. Tell us a little bit about that facility and the uniqueness of that.
Okay, well, that is located in Van Wert, Ohio, and that's halfway between here and St. Henry. And we're producing about 45 million cooked pounds of turkey deli meat. It's mostly only that. And we do produce some chicken cooked meat there also. And this is the plant that was hit by the tornado. Actually, we think it was 2 tornadoes back in 2002, I believe it was, or 3, that actually tore the entire plant down. And we built the plant back up and since have been running it for all this time. And we sell our products to companies like Bob Evans. We're the exclusive provider for them, to Kroger for their private selections products, to Walmart for their Prima Deli products, and to Myers for their market of Myers deli products. So we have a broad range of companies, as well as we just picked up a new customer up in the Northwest, which is Costco. And there's about 300 stores up there that we're selling product to them.
One thing in doing some review about Cooper Farms, I noticed there is a unique process that you guys use at the Cook facility as far as the slicing process. Could you tell us a little bit about that and its uniqueness?
Sure. That's what we call clean room slicing. And we actually went over to Germany and Italy for a couple of years, and we were exploring this whole process. It's somewhat new to the United States. It's just like a surgery room, and we built it specially. We actually bought the air handling system from a company in Italy called Sinteco. And this air handling system is capable of completely ridding the air of all dust particles and bacteria and anything that would cause any kind of problem to the meat. So we bring in our own cooked meat into this room. We slice it up, prepackage it in gas flush packages, and then we ship it out to some customers in the United States. One of the new ones we have is called Columbus Salami, and it's a very well-known West Coast Italian company, and they're moving out east here, and we're starting to produce all their sliced product for them. But the uniqueness of this room is it's got 2 big slicing lines from Germany, and it basically is slicing meat and packaging it in a very high sanitary type of situation, much like you would have in a hospital. Additionally, in our slicing room, we have this unique type of packaging. It's actually a European style of packaging. And what it is, it's a gas flush package. It's got a solid black background on it, and then it's basically what they call like a peel and seal. And you've seen it in other product lines, but it's one of the first ones that at least that we've seen in the United States on a small amount of meat, like 3 to 4 ounces. And what it is, you can literally peel it back, take out a sandwich worth of meat, and then lay the peeling back down and seal it back in, and then put it back in your refrigerator so that you're ready to go for your next meal.
Our guest today has been Gary Cooper, Vice President, Cooper Farms here in beautiful Oakwood, Ohio. Thanks for being with us today, Gary.
You're welcome, and if you want any more information, you can actually go to our website, which is just cooperfarms.com.
We'll be back with more in Ohio Country today.